Sound everything. Yeah.
बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Let us pray. Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Acharya Mam Vijaniya Navamanyet Karhich Namartya Buddha Suyet Sarvadev Mayo Guru. I bow down to my Guru Dev again and again. Bhagavan Sri Krishna said, know the Guru to be myself. Do not use your material minds to comprehend his divine actions, for all forms of God dwell within the Guru. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om, this is perfect, that is perfect. Out of perfect, only perfect comes. Yet after having taken perfect out of perfect, it is still the perfect that remains. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. O Lord, from truth, lead us to higher truths. From darkness, lead us to light. From death, lead us to immortality. Om Bhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om, this world, the higher world, the highest world, that Son, the adorable one, on the glory of the luminous one we meditate, may he endow us with pure intelligence. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidito bhanti kuto yamagni, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. Where shines the self, shines not the sun, nor the moon, nor the stars, nor the lightning, much less this terrestrial fire. For it is that one inner self of all beings which illuminates every particle of this universe. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukhabhagyave. May all be happy. May all be free from sickness and illnesses. May we only see that which is spiritually uplifting, and may misery and sorrow not be anyone's lot. Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma swarupini avatara varishtaya Shri Ramakrishna te namaha. Salutations to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the Yuga Avatar, the avatar of this age, the one who has come to teach to mankind the unity and the harmony underlying every religion and every faith. And to thee, O Lord, we offer our humble salutations. Hari Om Shanti शांति शांति हरिओम। बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सीताराम, namaste, assalamu alaikum, good evening. We welcome all our viewers on behalf of my sister-in-law Kumari, my two nephews Ryan and Kenny, from all my siblings, all their siblings, from the entire family on both sides. We welcome all our family who are viewing from Guyana, from Florida, from Minnesota, from New York, from Canada, from the UK, from Holland, wherever you may be looking from. All our friends, all those who have been with us up to this point in time. Tonight is the last night of this week. It's been a wonderful journey, a wonderful period of satsang and introspection. And we'd like to thank all of you who offered prayers for my brother, who called, who gave their love and support, and so on. Today also was the funeral for my friend, the late Terry Charan, and we offer our prayers and condolences to his family and friends as well. To begin the program this evening, we'll do a beautiful song to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and we'll chant a verse from Bhagavad Gita as we begin this evening's program. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Satchidananda Rupaya, Vishvotpatyadi Hetave, Tapatraye Vinashaya, Shri Krishna Devayam Namaha. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Mudari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Mudari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Vidmani Swami Sakha Hamari, Vidmani Swami Sakha Hamari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. बंदी ग्रह के तुम अवतारी, कहीं जन में कहीं पले मुरारी। किसी की जाए किसी के कहाए, जय अद्भुत परमात बिहारी, जय अद्भुत परमात बिहारी। गोकुल में चमके मथुरा के तारे, गोकुल में चमके मथुरा के तारे। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण कहीं दोनों में आधे आधे हे राधा मांगे हे भक्त वत्सल सदैव भक्तों के काम साधे
सदैव भक्तों के काम साधे
वही गए वही गए वही गए राह गए पुकारे
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
गीता में उपदेश सुनाया तुमसे सोया इसको जगाया पर इच्छा से रहित कदम को हर मानव का धर्म बताया
हर मानव का धर्म बताया
रहेंगे हम सब श्री तुम्हारी रहेंगे हम सब श्री तुम्हारी
ओ हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
मातु स्वामी सखा हमारी
एकमात्र स्वामी सखा हमारी
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ
नारायण वासुदेव Bhagavan Sri Krishna said in chapter 2 and verse 38 of Bhagavad Gita, Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yudhaya yujasva nainam papam avapsyasi. He says, Hey Arjun, treating alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat. Be ready for battle. Thus, you will not incur any sin. He's encouraging us that we have to treat everything alike. We cannot only want to accept one side of the coin, so to speak. A coin has two sides, a head and a tail, as we say in cricket parlance. We cannot only want the head of the coin and not the tail. And so when pleasure comes, we accept it. We must also accept dukh or unhappiness. Dukh, sukh, labha, labho, loss and gain, jaya, jayo, victory and defeat. We have to all accept it. This is all part of the game that we call life. In doing so, in accepting that and fighting, living this life in that way, we shall not incur sin. We shall live our life victoriously. Boliye Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. I have great pleasure now in handing over to my son Yogesh, who has been doing a fantastic job for his late Chacha. He's been putting his all into it every night, and I will ask him to take charge of the rest of the program. Over to you, son.
Thank you very much, Fran. Thank you so much for speaking so wonderfully to us every single night and for singing so beautifully. As we know, tonight is the final night of our virtual wake session that we've been having. And I would like to, first of all, welcome all of you and thank you for being with us night after night. This evening, we have a star studded cast here in my living room. We have with us my brother um, Kevin Beer. After a very long time, we have reunited, bro, and thank you for being with us this evening. We also have my brother Anil Shionarain in the background playing Hantal and helping out with the dolak and also the technical aspect of tonight's proceedings. We have my dear brother Vishal Kilawan, the maestro himself, on the tabla this evening and all the other percussion instruments. He's a true professional, one of the best drummers out of Guyana in my book. And of course, our nightingale, my dear sister, Aarti Kilawan. Um, Without much further ado, I would like to ask my brother Kevin to start us off this evening by singing a legend for us. Over to you, Kevin. I request my brother Kevin to sing a Tam Bhajan for us, and after which I would like for him to sing a Duhan as well. So, two bhajans for you, Kev. After Kevin, we will hear from my sister Aarti. She will also do two bhajans for us.
हमारे मन राम ही राम रते ओ राम रते राम रते हमारे मन राम ही राम रते हमारे मन राम रते राम रते राम रते
Very beautifully done. Yeah, very beautifully done indeed. After a long time, I'm hearing you, my brother. Very, very, very good. And of course, Mr. Magical Finger is over there. Very beautiful. Wow. Yeah. Very good. I think Kevin likes Vishal so much he wants to do another time version.
जिस दिल पूजे भक्त सभी जिस दिल पूजे भक्त सभी जय जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि भक्त सभी जय जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि जय जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि। दो दिन का है जीवन भर ले कोई उपाय। दो दिन का है जीवन भर ले कोई उपाय। वो जो रात माने तो वे पुलिस जाएंगे। जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि जय जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि। अंदर में जगा के नाम का प्रकाश अंदर में जगा के मुक्ति में लगाए प्रभु के दर्शन पाके जय जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि जय जय रघुनाथ रमन हरि।
Thank you very much, my dear brother Kevin, for singing for us so beautifully this evening. We are very honored and privileged to have you here with us. It means a lot to myself and the entire Jagdeo family, as I've said before. Um, this is indeed a treat this evening. And to keep the treat going, I'd like to ask my sister Artie to sing for us two bhajans. Over to you.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य देव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगदपति गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। हरेर नाम हरेर नाम हरेर नाम केवलम करुणा सेवा ना सेवा ना सेवा गतिरन्यथा हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे
श्री रामचंद्र आश्रित पारिजात है, समस्त कल्याण गुणा विराम, सीता मुकाम गुरु चंचरीका, निरंतरम मंगल मातनोतु। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम, हे दुख भंजन जय रघुनंदन तुम ही दया के सागर प्रभु जी, तुम ही पालनहारे।
जो भी तुम्हें आस लगाए
I'm told this was one of my Aja's favorite songs. As you know, my Aja was a very accomplished singer. He won very many Muhammad Rafi competitions in his day. And my dad told me that my Aja would open yajnas with this bhajan all the time. This is the first time I'm singing this bhajan, and I'm going to be more honored than to sing it with my dear sister Arti. So I'll just do one bhajan. This was also a favorite of my dear late Chacha John, as it is a favorite of myself and my dad too. We share quite a few bhajans that we would sing in common. This bhajan says, "Hari ka dhyan laga man mere, mit jayenge sab dukh tere." But if you focus, "Hari ka dhyan laga man mere," focus this mind on Bhagwan. Focus your thoughts on God, and away you will go. Mit jayenge sab dukh tere. Away will go all of your sorrows and miseries. हरि का ध्यान लगा मन मेरे, मिट जाएंगे सब दुख तेरे, सुमिरन कर ले सांझ सवेरे, मिट जाएंगे सब दुख तेरे, सब दुख तेरे। हरि का ध्यान लगा मन मेरे, मिट जाएंगे सब दुख तेरे। राम कृष्ण हरे गोपाल कृष्ण हरे, राम कृष्ण हरे गोपाल कृष्ण हरे, ओ राम कृष्ण हरे गोपाल कृष्ण हरे। जल में थल में नीर गगन में, कण कण में है प्रभु इच्छा। भाई जिसने मन की आंखें खोली, उसने उसका दर्शन पाया रे। जो नन हरि की माला फेरे, झूठी जन्म से हरि का ध्यान लगा मन मेरे, मिट जाएंगे सब दुख तेरे, सब दुख तेरे। ओ राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, 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 राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि।
Ram Krishna Hari Gopal Krishna Hari.
Dagadi dagadi pari bhuta mela har mati hai jhoti maya re bhai kaun sath dhan le jaayega kaun sath dhan लेके आया रे भाई जग में सबके रहन बसे साथ किसी के कौन सहे रे कौन सहे रे हरि का ध्यान लगा मन मेरे मिट जाएंगे सब दुख तेरे सब दुख तेरे ओ राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि
Ram Krishna Hari Gopal Krishna Hari.
राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि
Ram Krishna Hari Gopal Krishna Hari.
ओ राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि
Ram Krishna Hari Gopal Krishna Hari.
राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि
Ram Krishna Hari Gopal Krishna Hari.
हाँ राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि 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 So we've had quite a few requests for people to join the program this evening, and we would like to accommodate all of the requests that we've had. But in order to do so, we have to be mindful of time. So I would just like to appeal to each and every one of you to be mindful of time as you make your presentations this evening, as we don't want to go too late. We don't mind going a little bit overtime this evening, but we don't want to go too late as tomorrow is a working day. With that said, I would like to move right along and invite to the microphone our very first speaker for this evening. And he's no other than Uncle Popsy, who is the brother of my Papa, Uncle Vishnu, Popsy Ramdat, and we would like to ask of him to make his contribution. Over to you, Uncle Popsy.
Here goes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Uncle Popsy.
Sitaram. My name is Popsy. I'm the younger brother of Brawl. I've listened to many speakers talk about John's ability in both sport and his gift of singing. Sadly, I did not get a chance to see that side of him because he only made short visits to my Bauji in Golden Fleece, unlike Bunny and Jerry, who was around for quite a while. I want to extend my deepest condolences on behalf of myself, my family, and the entire Ramdad family to Kumari, her sons, and the entire Jagdeo family. I want to give acclaim to my Bhauji and Duli for being there for their family. As you have heard, they took a parental role at a very early age. They did their very best to help their siblings and bring John and his family to the US to be together with the rest of the family. Unfortunately, God had different plans. he wanted John to join him in his kingdom. As the saying goes, time heals all wounds. I know this will take forever, but John left a lot of good memories for everyone to remember him. I want to give a big shout out to Yogi and his team for being the MC and playing an important role in coordinating this satsang. Thanks again. Thank you, Sitaram.
For those kind words. I must let you know that the support that the entire Ramdat family has been showing us means a great lot to our entire family as well. Thank you very much. Moving along this evening, I would like to call upon Uncle Dave Narayan, all the way from the UK. I know it's very late over there, so I'd like to give him an opportunity to say a few words or sing us a song um, this evening. Over to you, Uncle Dave.
Yeah, can you get me there?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, yes.
A very good evening to all of you from a good morning in London. Look, tonight, I am very pleased to be able to join again tonight. It's my pleasure. And tonight is the last night of John's wake, but the good memories I have of John will linger on with me ad infinitum, as I suppose it will be the same with all of you in this room here tonight. I remember batting against John, and that gave me one of the greatest pleasure ever playing on a cricket field, seeing this bowler coming up from this long run, and it was just poetry in motion. So this life is unfolding in front of us. There are many aspects to this life. There's a bit of sadness. There's a bit of happiness. There is darkness. There is light. But relationship built on love and respect is everlasting. So with that in mind, I'm going to sing tonight a song that talks about this life, Ye Jeewan Hai. So it comes with the same caveat like last night. It's late in England, so if I'm croaky, excuse. So without further ado, let me have a go. Ye Jeewan Hai, इस जीवन का यही है, यही है रंग रूप, ये जीवन है, इस जीवन का यही है, यही है रंग रूप, तोरे गम है, तोरी खुशियाँ, तोरे गम है, तोरी खुशियाँ, यही है चाव धूप, ये जीवन है। ये न सोचो इसमें अपनी हार है कि जीत है, ये न सोचो इसमें अपनी हार है कि जीत है, उसे अपनी लोचो भी जीवन के रीत है, ये जिद छोड़ो यूं ना तोड़ो, हर पल एक दर्पण है, ये जीवन है, इस जीवन का यही है रंग रूप, ये जीवन है। धन से ना दुनिया से घर से ना द्वार से, धन से ना दुनिया से, घर से ना द्वार से, सांसों की डोर बंधी है प्रीतम के प्यार से। दुनिया छूटे भरना टूटे, ये ऐसा बंधन है, ये जीवन है, इस जीवन का यही है, यही है, यही है रंग रूप, थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशियाँ, यही है, यही है, यही है छाँव धूप, ये जीवन है। Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Uncle Dave, for being with us night after night. We really appreciate it. We know what a sacrifice it must have been for you to wake up and stay up just to join us here this evening. I would now like to call upon Auntie Carmen and Uncle Bob and the kids, of course, to make their contribution this evening. We would like to also thank them for being with us night after night. Over to you, Auntie Carmen and Uncle Bob.
Namaskar, namaskar. Before I do what I was planning to do a qasida tonight, but my family want to. I know the time is short, so we'll try to do something that they all can join in. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Uncle Bob.
Something bothered me last night. I was trying to hit my memory that I thought maybe I knew John. It was a time when my father-in-law had passed on, and it was a 13th day puja. Somebody sang a beautiful bhajan there, and I was in communication with Priya last night. So she thought it might have been John. So I might have met him. And he sang, if it was him, he sang very beautiful. And his words were great. And it was a difficult song. I heard Bhai Dooli was singing it the other night. And that's Maya Ki Mamata, Suna Suna Lage. And he did well. Tonight, what I want to do is a piece of the Ramayana that has a significance to some of this occasion here today. So please bear with me. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Sarvakareshu Sarvada Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pate Namah. Manojavam Marutatuya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutamukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sharanam Prabhade Sri Ramadutam Sharanam Prabhade Jo Sumirata Sri Ho Gananayak Karivara Badanam Karavano सहसो बुद्धिराश्री शुभगुण सदनं बंदो पवन कुमार कलबन पावक ज्ञान घना जासु हृदय आगार बस ही राम सरचाप धरा राम आयुध वंचित गृहा राम आयुध वंचित गृहा शोभा बरहि न जाय शोभा बरहि न जाय नव तुलसी का वृंद कहाँ नव तुलसी का वृंद कहाँ देख हरिश कपिराय सिया वर रामचंद्र की जय शरणं लंका निश्चर लंका निश्चर निकर निवासा इह कहाँ सज जन कर बासा इह कहाँ सज जन कर बासा मन महोदरक करे कपिलागा मन महोदरक करे कपिलागा तेहि समन विभीषण जागा तेहि समय विभीषण जागा श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 तेहि सुमिरन कीन्हा राम राम तेहि सुमिरन कीन्हा हृदय हरष कपि सजन चीन्हा हृदय हरष कपि सजन चीन्हा विप्र रूप धरि बचन सुनाए सुनत विभीषण कुटिल आए श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम करी प्रणाम पूछी कुशलाई करी प्रणाम पूछी कुशलाई मित्र कहा निज कथा बुझाई कि तुम राम दीन अनुरागी की तुम राम दीन अनुरागी, एहि हो मोहि करना बदभागी। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। अब हनुमंत कही सब राम कथा निज नाम, सुनत जुगल तन पुलक मन, मगन सुमिर गुण गान। अब हनुमंत कही सब राम कथा निज नाम, राम कथा निज नाम। सुनत जुगल तन पुलक मन, सुनत जुगल तन पुलक मन, मगन सुमिरी गुण गाम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम, जय जय श्री राम। Now, this part of the Ramayana has a little bit of an analogy I want to mention here. So, in his quest to find Sita Ma, Hanumanji came to Ravan's kingdom and was surprised to find in the land of demons a separate building with a temple dedicated to Sri Hari. On the walls of the building, the bow and arrow of Sri Ram was carved. Hanumanji rejoiced to see clusters of tulsi plant there also. Then he heard someone repeating the name of Sri Ram. So Hanumanji was happy to find a holy person in the midst of the demon kingdom. He disguised himself as a sadhu and approached the person, only to find that it was Bibhishan, the brother of Ravan. So Bibhishan was happy to make acquaintance with Hanumanji, who himself, Bibhishan was about the virtues, who himself knew about the virtues of Sri Ram. Hanumanji pondered this discovery of a holy person living among the demons, just as the appearance among thorns and weeds of a single tulsi plant. The analogy here is the feeling of hope among despair, like what is happening here with John and the family. This family is suffering here right now. So the family is grieving the loss and their loved ones. But you, the community of friends and relatives from near and far, who have provided some reprieve and solace with your bhajans and prayers and good company. So on behalf of my family, and I'm trying to remember John here right now, I wish to convey our heartfelt sympathy to the bereaved family, and we hope that he gains moksha. May Sri Ram bless him, Lord Krishna, and may his soul gain moksha. Jai Sri Ram. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Uncle Bob, for all the participation yourself, Auntie Carmen, Yanil, and Mira has been giving to us. The support, the love. We feel it and we are very appreciative of it. So thank you very much for being with us night after night. Um, I'm told my dad has a very good friend on this evening with us, and he is no other than, let me make sure I get his name right, Haji Rizwan Rafiq. And we'd now like to ask of him to say a few words. Over to you, Uncle Rizwan Rafiq. Haji. Can you please unmute your mic? Okay, it seems like we're having some technical difficulties locating Uncle Haji Rizwan Rafiq. And so I would like to ask Uncle Sabas and family to make their contribution this evening. Over to you, Uncle Sabas and family. After which we will try to see if we can get Uncle Haji Rizwan on again.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दैवरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणे शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी माँ शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणे शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी
Thank you very much, Auntie Sati, Uncle Subhas, and the entire family for being with us every single night so far. We really, really appreciate all the support that the entire family has given us throughout these most trying times. I would now like to call upon our cool guru, Pandit Satyanarayana Sharma, to make his presentation. I would also like to give my humble pranam and apology to all the pundits that are here with us this evening. Your support means a lot to the entire family. As you know, my dear brother, Pandit Ganeshji, Pandit Sateshji, has been very instrumental in making sure that everything has been going as per the Shastras. And for that, we are forever indebted to both of you. And of course, our Kuguru, Satyanarayana Pandit Satyanarayana Sharma, who has been giving us this wonderful gift of knowledge night after night. I'd also like to ask of him to share a memory or two of our dear Chaster John as he has been doing for the past couple of nights. Over to you, Satyanarayana.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Again this evening, very briefly, let's join in prayers. We ask Bhagwan to bless his soul in his travels, and of course, bless all the surviving relatives with inspiration and increased knowledge. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena vihata nishachara chamo Ramaya tasmai namah Ramanastaparayanam parataram Ramasya dasosmyaham Rame chittalaya sada bhavatu me Bhurama Mudhara Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My revered brother Maranji Pandit, Pandit Satyaji, my nephew Gan, Auntie Kumari and the boys and the grandchildren. Tonight being the last night of this week, I know it is especially hard, or even harder tonight, knowing that tomorrow you'll be saying goodbye of sorts to Johnny. But Auntie Kumari, I know you're probably listening, so I know how difficult this was. I know you lived in the village and you also saw my mama's 5th day when my dad passed. I do remember when Johnny heard, I was in a bottom house, just got back from the hospital and brought my dad home. And Johnny came at blazing speed on his bicycle when he heard, and threw his bicycle down and ran in the yard and asked, is it really happened? Because my dad, of course, he died suddenly, from a perfectly normal person to have died in about a few seconds. So I know this is hard on you. I saw what my mother went through. And hopefully with time and your faith in Bhagwan, this will get better. At least the shock for now. There's a beautiful chaupai in Ramayana that says, Kiskinda Khan, Bhagwan Sri Ram is speaking to the wife of Bali, and he says, Tara bikal dekhira guraya Din gyan harili maya Chit jal pavak gagana samira Pancharachit atyadham sarira. Second half of the chaupai, everyone knows. Bali was killed. He was lying on the ground. And this was done to him by Bhagwan Sri Ram because he was an evil king. Tara couldn't understand because she was thinking and responding and reacting based on emotions and not knowledge necessarily. And so she asked Bhagwan Sri Ram, why have you done this? And Sri Ram asked Tara, for whom are you wailing? For whom are you crying? She said, for my husband. What kind of question is that? Bhagwan Ram says, who's your husband? Is it the body that is lying on the ground right now? Or is it the soul? If it is the body, Tara, then take it. It's lying in front of you. It looks exactly the way it looked an hour ago. So take it. If it is of no use to you, then why cry? And if you're crying for the soul, you shouldn't, because the soul is eternal. It hasn't died. It continues. So this is a part of the chaupai that's very popular, Chiti Jala Pavaka Gagana Samira. We talked about the first night. Bhagwan Sri Ram educated Tara as to what the human body is. At that point in time, he told her that, look, the mortal is lying there in deep sleep, in eternal sleep, right in front of your eyes, but the soul is everlasting. And so in the end of it, Tara got the knowledge and she apologized to Bhagwan Sri Ram and she became a devotee. In the same way, Auntie Kumari, I know the family you've come from, and I know the family you've joined. And so there are many, many knowledgeable people on both sides, especially Madan Bhai, who knows the Gita so well. And so sometimes you can, send the boys to talk to him, and this will bring comfort as we understand the philosophy a little bit more. But for us men, sometimes we always think that we're the breadwinner, we're big and powerful, whatever we do should be okay. And that when it comes to Sunday morning, the wife is the one who should go to Mandir because we're very busy and we're too important. And if the wife goes to Mandir, everything will be fine, the family. But that is a general thinking. But nobody else, including the wife, can change the karma or this direction of the soul of everyone else. That should be very clear. It's an uncomfortable thing. There's a beautiful verse in a scripture called Hitopadesh. This is done by Raja Sudarshan. Raja Sudarshan is the 28th grandfather of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Vishnu Sharma speaking to his sons. The verse says, Dhanani bhumau pashavasya goshte nari grihdare sakas mashane deha chitayang paraloka marge dharme anugacchati jiva eka. A beautiful verse that we used to hear the older pundits read very often. Dhanani bhumau. These words are simple. So dhan means our wealth. Bhumau means earth. So we have, we work hard as men, especially, in this country, everybody works, the husband, the wife, and everybody. A long time ago in Guyana, generally, husband works. And so he feels that, his importance, and he spends all his time behind the Pashavasya Goshti. Pashavash means, Pash means, animals. Goshti means the pen. In the cow pen, or in the pen of the livestock that the husband is taking care of to ensure that he provides for the family. He spends all the time there. He doesn't have any time to come and spend with the family in the evening or Sunday morning to go to Mandir and things like that. Dhanani Bhuma, and he makes the money and he puts it into a Milo cup, Ovaltine cup. This is how we used to bank before. There were no Bank of America and Bank of Guyana and things like that. You put all the money there in the Ovaltine cup and you bury it in the ground. This is what the breadwinner did because he has to provide for the family. Not realizing that there are other priorities in life, and we should address them because they're more important than putting money into the cup. It is important enough to save for a rainy day. That's absolutely important, but it should not be the be all end all of life. As men, this is how we think. While he's doing that, very busy with the cows in the pen, all of a sudden one day, as we say in Guyana, the older people used to say patse. Patse, and he falls and dies right in the cow pen, being very busy tending to the cows. Patse is not a made-up word. Pat is actually a Sanskrit root verb that means to fall. So the older people, when they said that, they were right. The body falls. When the body falls, this is what happens. Nari grihdware sakas mashane. The same family, and please listen objectively. This is, can be, inconvenient truths. Nari grihdware, the same people that we were forsaking our real purpose, which is an attempt to attain God. A long time ago, the wife would never pass the door when the husband dies. The wife doesn't go past the door. Today is a little bit different, but the slok here is saying from Hitopadesh, Nari Griha. Griha Dware means the door of the house. The Nari, the wife, she can't pass there. So this gentleman that has been spending his life thinking that, he's so powerful and he's got to do everything for everybody and forsake God to do that, the wife that loves him so much cannot go past the door. Sakas Mashane, and all the great friends that he had when he took a day off and he's got to hang out with his friends. There's no time to go to Mandir. I have to be social. Those same friends that he gave his little extra time to outside of providing for the family? Saka smashane. Saka means friend. The friends go to the smashan. Smashan means the crematorium. So only to that point the friends can go. What happens beyond that? Deha chitayam, you know the chitta that we put the body on, the coffin, you put it there and you fetch it a long time ago. That's how we used to do it. Deha means the dead body goes on the chitta, and now it's time to put it on the pyre and padalo kamarge. It's time to travel to the other side. So what happens at that point, Bhaya? According to the so, dharmo anugachati jiva eka. Jiva eka, the only thing that goes with you is it's your dharma. The actions that you have performed, the mindset you had. So
Oh, well, yours is being cut off, right?
I hope I'm still clear because I'm hearing some disturbances there. So for us, man, we need to remember this slok and know that while we provide for the family, that there's another thing of great importance that we need to take care of as well. So I hope and pray that, you know, these small verses from the scriptures will help us as human beings to understand what our role is, and help Auntie Kumari and, you know, other members of the family to, and if it helps, there's a beautiful slok in Hitopadesh also that says, Ayu karma cha vittam cha vidyanidhanameva cha panchaitani siddhyante garbhastasya vadehina. That of the 5 things in life that are unchangeable, you know, life comes and we have free will to change many things, but there are 5 things that are unchangeable regardless of what you do. And 2 of those things is the first word, ayu, lifespan, and then the last one is nidhanameva cha, when and how a person will die, and that person's lifespan is unchangeable in this life. This is designed from the microscopic dot in the mother's stomach. This is written and coming with you, so you can't change that. So that is why, you know, Garud Purana has a beautiful slok that says, Na kale mriyate kaschid iti veda anushasana kasman mityuno apnoti rajavas trotriya piva. Garud Puran chapter 13 verse 7, the first word of this slok says na kale. These are 3 words together. Kal, which means time. A prefix is added to it, akal, which means untimely. And na is added in front of that, and with the sandhi, it becomes one word. Na kale means no untimely death. Mriyate. This is Veda Anusashana. This is a ruling by the Ved that no one dies in an untimely fashion. Now that can be an arguable thing by people who want to come up with their own theories, but I'm speaking from the scripture. This is chapter 13, verse 7 of Garud Puran, says that there's nothing like untimely death. And so if that can bring some comfort to Auntie Kumari and the siblings of Johnny and the rest of the family, I hope it does, because the reason why we are followers of God is because we believe in a scripture. From whatever religion, we hold on to the words of that scripture. So I hope and pray that Johnny's soul would have safe travels. And to Auntie Kumari, like I said, I know, you know, her brothers and I, we all grew up together. I know all the boys. We used to, every time we burned Holka, we will go to their house, Uncle Jai's house, and we'll sing Chautal there all night until it's time to go pick up the ashes. We'll just go home and shower, go pick up the ashes, and do holy Pagwa all day again. So we've had good times together with that family. And of course, in the Jagdeo's family, I can't think of anybody that we haven't interacted with to a great extent. I just want to make a few remarks before I close here that, you know, this family is very important to me and to the rest of my family and my siblings and everyone. This has been established by my parents and my grandparents, and I feel I would have preferred to be there with Yogi and Madan Bhai and the rest of the family, but I'm sure that they understand. And while they would have loved for my dad or my Aja to be there, I'm very happy that you were able to get Pandit Gan and Pandit Satesh um, to be with you and to perform the ceremonies. You could not, Yog and Madan Bhai, you could not ask for better Pandits, and these are people I personally approve of, and not because they may have master's degrees and they're professionals and they have knowledge in the scriptures, etc., which they do, but these are good human beings. They're simple people, and Johnny has done some good karma to have not one of them but both of them to perform his rites. And Pandit Satish is very versed. Satish, I know him for a long time, way before he moved to New York. I met Pandit Satish about 25 years ago for the first time. And he's very versed, and I know he has done and will continue to do justice to the kriyas that are left for Johnny. And Gan is no different. I was just trying to read a text message I got from one of the family members there just now. So I think Maran Bhai is saying that Yogi has established this relationship, and so that's excellent. That's good company for you, and from a religious and shastric standpoint, you're in good hands. So I want to thank the two boys. I call them boys because they're young. I want to thank both of you for standing up there with Yogi and the rest of the family to do this. Madan Bhai obviously is very special to me. I cannot go down the history lane, but I was still very young, just practicing Panditai for a few years, and my parents had migrated to New York and left me holding the mantle of the mandir, the village mandir, and I was still very young. But my dad said to me, "Don't worry, everything will be okay." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not so sure." He said, "I'm leaving Dooli with you, so everything will be fine." And those were his exact words. And so I'm very grateful to Madan Bhai. We tried to do whatever we could have for the village. We ended up doing some more good than we planned, because what I mean by that is I don't know the word, like defogging the village. Like Madan Bhai had brought a motorcycle from Suriname. When we jump on that motorcycle, the thing will throw so much black smoke that will kill all the insects in the village. But it was a privilege. That was our Mercedes. Just a few people had motorcycles, and so I remember that. I dealt with all other members of the family, all the other siblings. Auntie Tara had got married a long time ago and went away to West Coast Barbies, but that was our stop there, and we were going to Demerara to the airport. So that's our rest stop. And so and Auntie Tara, on that note, thank you for inferring last night that I'm still young. I even like you more now. So thank you very much for that. But don't get too excited. My favorite is still Broads. You know who Broads is. Jerry took me to a lot of movies when I was a young boy, staying by us there every weekend. I'll go to the movies, which is not normal. For me, I wouldn't be allowed to go to the movies if you didn't take me, and Auntie Sati being our neighbor, and Bonnie. I have great memories of Bonnie. I got to tell you that Bonnie, the guy makes the worst sada roti you can ever eat. Those are good memories, but long story short, I never wanted to come to this country. So when my two sisters who were left there, when they left, Bonnie and I started living together in the house, and Bonnie's cooking. He's a great cook. He can make good talkari and good rice and thing. But sada roti, oh boy, it was terrible. So one day I told him, Bon, I can't eat your roti anymore. And the next day we came on the road and stopped the minibus, and that's how I left my village alone, and came to America because I couldn't eat Bonnie roti anymore. So we, even the younger boys, Hemant and Baby, we played cricket together, went to Mandir together. So the whole family. we spent great time. It is regrettable to speak of Bonnie and John in past tense. And so I want to close here, but I just want to leave one fun memory of Johnny. You know, all the laughing stories. I know it's a little bit late, but this is important. This is very important for Johnny and for me and for the rest of the family. Now, I hope Kenny and Ryan are listening, because I want to remind Ryan that if he's not sure how he got his hairstyle, you know, Ryan has a brushback hairstyle. He got that from the speed that his dad used to ride the bicycle with, right? That is known to everybody in the village. John would ride so fast that there's this gentleman in our village named Uncle Boss, right? When he speaks, he sounds like, you know, he speaks very affirmatively and very authoritatively, and you can think he's quarreling, right? And he'll be outside by the roadside, and John is coming with his bicycle, and he saw them the first time and he saw him the second time. He realized that John is always riding the bike the fastest he can go. And Ryan would be on the bar there. The cycle is going so fast that his hair is going backwards all the time. And the bicycle never came out of house without Ryan being there on the bar until Kenny was born. Ryan kept his seat and Kenny was in John's arms here. And he's riding his bike like that. So much so that whenever he passed, this is a true story. Whenever he was passing by Uncle Boss there, a few boys would sit in the camp area, and Uncle Boss will tell him, I heard this for myself. I come a carna. Look, John, I come board speed. So he gave a title to the John fast riding situation. When he sees John coming, he'll go like, I come by, look, John, I carry an important message. That's how he titled John bicycle riding, carrying an important message, because John is always going at great speed. So one last thing about the best laugh I've heard from John. I call him Johnny, but so this has to do, I'll take 30 seconds. This is a popular joke in the village. I see Subhas there, he knows his joke, and many of the people in the village. So my dad had a really dry sense of humor. Everybody knows that from the village. And he'll sit in the bottom house there, and John will take his bike and he'll come there just to chat with my father, so that my dad can say something funny and he can have a good laugh for the day. So back then, my dad had a car, and you know, when the engine is giving too much trouble, you don't fix it. You buy another secondhand engine from the store and you just put it in the car, and just so that it's working. So John observed that my dad's car is not passing the road, so he came to investigate. My dad, of course, is in the hammock. And what happened to this car, man? So my dad said, nothing, Johnny. He saw, I mean, nothing. I mean, I see this car drive now. Daddy said, oh, not Ryan. I mean, just need an engine. So for Johnny, he has never ever heard anything funnier than that. This man got up from the bench and started laughing so loud and started running out to the road and coming in back and run out and coming back. And when you can't hear his laughter, it means he's having a greater time. So he'll hold his belly and he'll go down and you'll hear this gurgling sound, like, you know. So John did that and then Johnny will come every day to ask my dad the same question. And my father realized this is a funny thing to him. And with a very straight face, Daddy will tell him, nothing is wrong with his car, that it just needs an engine. Johnny told that joke to everybody he knew, right? He also got my dad to explain to him why our mango tree was the best mango tree in the village, right? Johnny asked him, Pandit, how can you say that, man? Why you think you have the best mango tree in the village? So Daddy decided to explain to him one day. He said, John, why not listen to me for bye? You don't know this is the sweetest mango in this village? So Johnny said, why you say that? He said, when anybody want mango in this village, you ever see them go anybody else house for mango? whenever you come in mango season, you ever see this tree not having one of the boys from the village on the tree? I know this is not a place where this is, downright funny stories. Johnny will come every day, ask the same questions to get a great laugh. I just want to leave these positive, very funny, lighthearted things with Brian and Kenny and Auntie Kumari and the rest of the siblings. Let's remember Johnny in this way. The man had a great sense of humor. He laughed for everything. He lived a good life. He contributed to society. This morning, I laughed for at least 3 to 5 minutes by myself. My wife asked me what happened, that you need a checkup from your neck up. I said, no, you don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Johnny, and I was laughing by myself for about 5 minutes at least. So I want to leave this with the boys, the children, and the siblings. Let's remember Johnny like that. And I pray that Bhagwan will bless his soul with safe and easy, comfortable travels, and in the end that he will merge with his ancestors. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanurmardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Sorry for the extra time, Yo, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Satyanada. No apologies needed. We thoroughly enjoyed your katha, and of course, you had us all here in stitches, hearing those funny stories that we've heard time after time about our dear late Chacha John. I would like to thank you for sharing those wonderful memories with us all. Not sure who haven't heard those jokes before, but if you haven't, there you go. Next, I have great pleasure in asking my younger brother, Yadu. It's a rare occasion when he sings, and so when he agrees to sing, we must take advantage of that. So I would like to ask of him to do a bhajan for us this evening, after which I would like to ask Potara and family to be on guard, as they will be the next participants. Over to you, Yadu.
जय गोविंद गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला जगपालक पूरा सिर छैया गोवर्धन गिरधारी कितने नाम तेरे नटवर सावन कृष्ण मुरारी जगपालक पूरा सिर छैया गोवर्धन गिरधारी कितने नाम तेरे नटवर सावन कृष्ण मुरारी मोहन मकुट मनहर लेवत बलिहारी है त्रिपुराला मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला तू ही सागर में रमता तू ही धरती खाता जग में नल में और जगत में तेरी जय जयकार तू ही सागर में रमता तू ही धरती खाता जग में नल में और जगत में तेरी जय जयकार मेरे मन मंदिर के स्वामी तुझकी है मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला ओ मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला
Very beautifully done indeed. Thank you so much, Yadu, for singing for us this evening. That means a lot. I would now like to call upon my dear Portar and family to make their contributions. But before we do so, I would like to recognize the presence of a few people that has been with us night after night, starting with the students of my dad's Bhagavad Gita class, presented to you by Sangeet Sawaj at the Hindu Senior Center. And he gave me some names here: Auntie Ahilia, Uncle Ram, Auntie Indra, Auntie Norleen, who is the coordinator at the Senior Center there, and Auntie Sumintra, and Auntie Marjorie as well, and of course Panditji too. Thank you all for being with us night after night. Your support truly means a lot to myself and the entire family. Also, you do see we have my Uncle Gaya, Auntie Babita, my Chacha Georgie, Uncle Dharmo, Sharma, my Chacha Heyman, my cousin Rakesh, Auntie Tiny, Angelo also for giving your condolences. We really appreciate it. And also my in-laws, Chacha Jan was a very good friend of my father-in-law. And I remember him sharing very beautiful memories that he's had with Chacha Jan, especially when he was a police officer at the market at Skeldon. I remember him giving my my father-in-law special parking privileges. Also, the in-laws of Yadu as well, Uncle Babu and Auntie Gayatri. Uncle Babu was also very fond of Chacha Jan as well too. Um, so thank you all for the support that you've been sharing with us night after night, and over to Puatara and the family.
Safe, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Sit over there.
Hello, do you hear us?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Brav, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Good night. Pranam. I'd just like to say a few words about John tonight. I regret very much his passing. His great desire was to come to the United States, and he only spent a year over here. It is what it is. But I remember him. My first distinct memory was 1st of August 1976, the day I got married. He was the 16-year-old who had the lava, who shared the lava as we went around the fire. He had a swelling on his lip that day, which I later found out was due to being hit by a bat. A cricket bat caused that swelling. Over the years, I visited Quarantine now and again. He visited Golden Fleece. At one time, he and Kumar spent quite a few weeks at our home in Golden Fleece. And I know his sister packed him up with a box of of live chickens that we had in the yard. We had a lot of chickens in the yard. And I later heard that one of them flew out of the box into the Borbis River as they were crossing. That I don't know for sure, but that's what I heard.
They said that.
Satyanan mentioned his father's passing. When Uncle Vic died, John was there and I was standing next to John. Bonnie came in and Bonnie had shaved his head. John looked around and he saw Bonnie. And his face changed to a face of amazement and shock. He looked at me and he said, Bravi, I didn't know Vic had another son. And there was such a smile of mischief in his face. Then he turned around and he did like this. And believe you me, he was as sober as a judge after that. Not a hint of a smile. And he sang his bhajan, and the service continued downstairs. But John was always full of jokes and fun. He came over here. We didn't get too much together, work and other constraints. But at least he saw the United States and he was able to bring his son and his wife. That one good blessing came out of that. Because he really wanted Kenny to come. I'm sorry that he couldn't spend more time over here. And in closing, I would like to say a thank you to everybody who has joined the satsang, to all my brothers and sisters and their children who took part and who listened in. God bless you and thank you for your support in this time for this family. Pranam and good evening. You.
Good evening. Pranam to everyone listening. Tonight is my humble task to thank everyone for tuning in night after night and to help us along this journey of grieving. My brother is gone, his echoes remain. Whatever good, whatever bad he has done, we will talk about it as a family. And we will hurt for him because I felt very robbed. I want to take this time out to thank all my cousins from my mother's side, my father's side, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, to Carmen and Bob every night, and to beautiful Mirabai, Yanil, to Nadira, Papsi and his wife, Gautam and Devi. I just appreciate your support so much and may God bless you. To Georgie, Chachi, Auntie Chan, Sister Roma is a gold standard for a sister. Sister Banu spoke to me in very heartfelt terms. And she said to me, she felt her pain. To someone, it may be just another debt. But to us, this is a profound loss and sorrow in the family. We had hoped to spend better times and to reunite. Because when my father passed and my mother was left a poor widow staring down poverty and left with so many children, and the path became dark for her. She picked up the pieces and worked her way up to the United States. No one can come to the United States without their having a sponsor. This poor woman who had nothing became the great woman to immortalize today. John came to America with my mother sponsoring, and we just stood in the gap. We did not count the cost because my mother paid a greater price. Coming to the United States, she was jailed because she came illegally. And she came, she got herself married and sponsored all of us. Came and went back to Guyana, but his children and his wife is enjoying the fruit of that. John has left us so early, did not get the blessings of being in America. His wife and his son was here. So in my heart, I was so sad and I questioned God. I had a fight with God. I asked what is going on. I quarreled with God. I reasoned with him. And for 7 weeks, I cry, I wake, I sleep, and all I did was pray and question God. I wrestled with him to give me back my brother. But he did not do so. Coming to America and all of us who got a green card, behind that struggle was a face. To get a green card is not easy. People has been abused, people people become pauper by having to pay over and over for a green card. So there is a face behind that. And that face belongs to my mother. She paved the way for us. May God rest her soul. May Johnny go where she is. And they will reunite over there. My mother was great, and she is greatly missed, and John will be greatly missed. Bonnie, I don't have words to describe who Bonnie was. He was such a loving brother. I have to tell you that my heart is sorry, but I'm also very grateful for all the pundits and everybody who is here with us. I don't feel like singing because it's just not a happy time. I know it will take time for me, but time takes away the edge of grief, but memory turns back every leaf. Like I said, I felt very wrong that my brothers them did not get to enjoy America, but their offspring is enjoying it, which is my mother's offspring. And I thank God for my mother and wherever she is, that she paved the way. But I want to sing the appropriate song for all of this day occasion. Yes, and Ma, you have to sing something at this last night, and I was searching. And I got this one, I read the meaning. I wanted to help us, to help everyone. And again, before I go, I want to say thank you to everybody who is joining in. And I miss my child. She called me the other day and she told me that she don't know who to cry for. That she lost her son, she lost Mother, who she brought up, she lost Bunny, she lost John, and then she lost her grandson, Yajna Valkia, who is Dooley's son. So, you know, her heart is sorrowing, and I missed her. Georgie, I did deliver your message to John, and I told her how sorry you are for not being able to be here. I love all my family, and thank you again. This song is Sukha Dukha Dono Jisme Rehne. Life is that village where happiness and sadness dwell together. Sukha Dukha Dono Dekhte Jisne Jeevan hai wo ka. Kabhi dukh, kabhi cha. Kabhi dukh, kabhi cha. ऊपर वाला कांटा जिनके नीचे चलते ना कभी डूब कभी चा कभी डूब जो कभी चा भले भी दिन आते जगत में बुरे भी दिन आते भले भी दिन आते जगत में बुरे भी दिन आते कर ले मीठे पल कलम के यहाँ कभी सीधे कभी उलटे चढ़ते अजब समय दे पाओ कभी डूब कभी जा कभी डूब तो कभी जा सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो काम कभी डूब कभी जा कभी डूब तो कभी जा क्या खुशियाँ क्या गम कि सब मिलते बारी बारी क्या खुशियाँ क्या गम कि सब मिलते बारी बारी मालिक की मर्जी कि चलती ये दुनिया सारी डांस के में जब नदिया में बनने अपने नाम कभी डूब कभी चा कभी डूब तो कभी चा सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो काम कभी डूब कभी चा कभी डूब तो कभी चा Before I go, I want to tell a story about my husband. We went to Guyana many years ago, 2011 to be exact, and we met John in the market, and he asked me if I brought sneakers. And I said to him, no, John, I didn't bring any sneakers. So I said, you want a sneakers? He said, yes. So I said, I'll buy a sneakers for you. So my husband was listening to the conversation. And then he said, after he finished doing what he was doing, he said, okay, let's go get the sneakers. I didn't know he was listening. So when we went to get the sneakers, John did not picked up a sneakers that he liked, but it was a brand name sneakers and it was expensive. So my husband observed that he picked up that sneakers and he put it down back. And he went to get a cheaper one. And my husband turned back to him and said, John, do you like the sneakers you just picked up? And he said, yes. He said, well, take it. He said, no, bro, I don't want it. It's too expensive, man. This cheap one here gonna be enough for me, man. I don't want the other one. And my husband insists that he took the sneakers that he liked. My husband has been a fixture in my family for 44 years. He's not much of a talker, but he's a resolute, silent helper to me. And of that, I'm very proud to be. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Thank you, Yogi, for all that you did night after night. And Priya would like to say something now.
Namaste, everyone. My humble pranam to respected pandits, elders, my brothers, my sisters, my chachas, my puas, my mamus, Mami Kumari, Kenny, and Ryan. I hope tonight has brought some sort of comfort to hear all the wonderful stories about your dad, whether they be funny, whether they be touching. I certainly felt like we were back home in Guyana, just having a regular day talking about Mamu Jan, not realizing it's past tense and that he has moved on. So I hope that you cherish these stories. I really enjoyed it. And thank you everyone for being here with us again, night after night, and giving your sympathy and everything else. For me, the term charity begins at home, which is an old English proverb, meaning you must take care of your family and friends closest to you first before you seek to do good or be in philanthropy. For that statement is true for my mom and Mamu Duli. You have taught my brother, my sister, Yogi and Yadu that to a T. Do not be surprised in what we do as we get older. because of the well-doing that you have done in taking care of all your brothers and sisters. I cannot remember a time when I was young and there wasn't a mamu in my house or Auntie Tiny at some point. And for that, I thank you, because what you have instilled in us is what we will bring forth into the world. And I hope that we can lend some good. So to Mommy and Mamu Duli, I know this hurts a lot. And if I can have one prayer from my lips to God's ears, is that you never have to say goodbye to a younger sibling again, and that the rest remain to be here for you when it's your time. So once again, thank you everybody, and God bless.
Thank you very much, my dear poor Tara, Uncle Brav, and Priya for speaking so beautifully. You know, I actually requested Uncle Brav to say a few words. Not that he did not want to, um, but he told me he's only spoken twice. Well, give speeches twice in his entire life. So I think Chacha Jan would have been honored that this is the third time that you're speaking. And we really appreciate all the memories you shared. As you said to me, you've joined this family some 40 plus years ago, and that's a very long time. I don't think you joined, but I know for sure you are family, um, like every other one of us. So thank you very much, Uncle Brav, Puatara, and Priya for speaking so beautifully about our dear late Chacha John. Um, I would like now to ask my little daughter Divya to sing a dhun for us this evening. बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you so much, Judy, for singing so beautifully for us this evening. I would like to apologize to everyone that didn't get a chance to make a contribution this evening. Um, I would like to thank you all for being with us and for asking to be a part of the program. But due to time constraints, we weren't able to accommodate everyone that requested to be on the program. We're hoping that, you know, when the Varshik Shrat comes around, we can accommodate more people then. Without much further ado, I would like to invite my Papa to the microphone to make his contribution. I believe he's going to sing for us two very beautiful legends. So we would now like to ask him to make his contribution.
This first song that I'm going to sing is a song which my father actually sang at the Roop Mahal Cinema. Incidentally, Sat, if you're still there, it was your father, Pandit Vivekanand Sharma, who took him to this competition. He heard that there was a competition going on there, and he would take his. He took him there, and he sang the song, and of course, the crowd went wild. They asked him to sing it again, and the prize was his. Vik, as we call him, the late Pandit Vivekanand Sharma, he would even bet his house and his land on my father, where singing was concerned, and that is the kind of relationship we shared. Pandit Satyanand, his father, his grandfather, his great grandfather, coming down the line, they were our Kul Gurus. They were the gurus of the entire village, and my father and his father and so on, they were involved in the kirtan and the singing aspect of the worship in the village and this cooperation. I'm going to attempt to sing this song. I don't normally, I haven't sung it publicly really because you know, it's such a difficult song. And but in tribute to my late father and now my late brother, I would like to attempt it for you. दर्द भरे मेरे नाले सुन दर्द भरे मेरे नाले आश निराश के दो रंगों से दुनिया तुझे सजाए नैया संग तूफान बहाले अब तो नीर बहाले दुनिया के रखवाले दर्द भरे मेरे नाले सुन दर्द भरे मेरे नाले आग बनी सावन की बरखा फूल बने अंधारे नागिन बन गई रात सुहानी पत्थर बन गए खारे सब टूट चुके हैं सहारे ओ जीवन अपना वापस ले ले जीवन देने वाले दुनिया के रखवाले तुम दर्द भरे मेरे नाले तुम दर्द भरे मेरे नाले चांद को ढूंढे पागल सूरज शाम को ढूंढ सवेरा मैं भी ढूंढूं उस प्रीतम को कौन सखा जो मेरा भगवान भला हो तेरा ओ किस्मत फूटी आस न टूटी पाँव में पड़ गई खाले दुनिया के रखवाले महल उदास और गलियां सुनी चुप चुप है दीवारे दिल क्या उजरा दुनिया उजरी रूठ गई है बहारे हम जीवन कैसे गुजारे ओ मंदिर गिरता फिर बन जाता दिल को कौन संभाले दुनिया के रखवाले तुम दर्द भरे मेरे नाले तुम दर्द भरे मेरे नाले ओ दुनिया के रखवाले 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 रखवाले
with me.
This next song I'm going to do, I'm told that my father, he sang this song when his sisters got married and they left to go to Suriname, to live in Suriname. There are three of them: the late Kamla, the late Janie, and the late. I will call her name. मेरी कहानी भूलने वाले, मेरी कहानी भूलने वाले, तेरा जहां आबाद रहे, मेरी कहानी तेरी खुशी पर मैं मिट जाऊं, दुनिया मेरी आवाज रहे, तेरी कहानी। मेरे गीत सुने दुनिया ने मगर मेरा दर्द कोई ना जान सका, ना जान सका। एक तेरा सहारा था दिल को, एक तेरा सहारा था, तू भी न मुझे पहचान सका, तू भी न मुझे पहचान सका। बचपन के वो ईद पुराने आज तुझे ना याद रहे, मेरी कहानी, मेरी कहानी भूलने वाले, तेरा जहां आवाज रहे, मेरी कहानी। much. Thank you very much. Over and over to my
Speechless. This is the type of caliber we come from. I don't think my catcher could have had a more beautiful tribute than what we just all experienced. I haven't heard my dad sing like this in a very, very, very long time. And I'm reminded he still had it. If I can ever sing, I won't say half as good because that's too much. If I can sing maybe half quarter as good as my dad, then I would have made it as a singer in my mind. Thank you so much for singing so beautifully for us this evening, Pat. And thank you to my puas, my chachas, and all of you wonderful people for celebrating the life of our dear Chacha John with us night after night. To the entire Suknat family and to the entire Ramsran family, thank you for the support. It really meant a lot to us. I would like to sing a song in tribute to my Chacha as well. Every night I've been singing songs that he would have sang, but tonight I would like to sing a song that I would normally sing on occasions like these. The song was originally done by Jagdeo, and it has such beautiful meaning. It says, अब यादों के कान पे इस दिल में चुभते हैं, ना दर्द ठहरता है, ना आंसू रुकते हैं. Your memories pierces my heart like thorns. Na dard teherta hai. The pain doesn't stop. Na aansu rukte hai. Nor does the tears stop. तुझे ढूंढ रहा है प्यार, हम कैसे करे इकरार कि हाँ तुम चले गए. I search for your love, but where can I find it? For now, you have left us and gone. अब यादों के कांटे इस दिल में चुभते हैं, ना दर्द ठहरता है, ना आंसू रुकते हैं. तुम्हें ढूंढ रहा है प्यार, हम कैसे करें इकरार कि हाँ तुम चले गए. चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश, जहाँ तुम चले गए. हाँ, कहाँ तुम चले गए. चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश, जहाँ तुम चले गए. चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश, जहाँ तुम चले गए. हाँ, कहाँ तुम चले गए. इस दिल पे लगा के थे, जाने वो कौन सा देश, जहाँ तुम चले गए. कहाँ तुम चले गए। एक आह भरी होगी हमने सुनी होगी, जाते जाते तुमने आवाज तो दी होगी। एक आह भरी होगी हमने न सुनी होगी, जाते जाते तुमने आवाज तो दी होगी। उस वक्त कहाँ थे हम, बस यही है गम, कहाँ तुम। चिट्ठी न कोई समझे, जाने वो कौन समझे, जहाँ तुम चले गए, कहाँ तुम चले गए। चीज पे अशकों से लिखा है तुम्हारा नाम, ये रस्ते कर कलियां तुम्हें कर ना सके सलाम। हर चीज पे अशकों से लिखा है तुम्हारा नाम, ये रस्ते घर घरिया तुम्हें करना सके सलाम। पर दिल में रह गई बात, जलती पे खुदा कर बात, कहाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई समझे, जाने वो कौन सहे, जहाँ तुम चले गए, कहाँ तुम चले गए। तो इस दिल पे लगाते थे, जाने वो कौन सहे, जहाँ तुम चले गए, ओ कहाँ तुम चले गए, Wonderful, wonderful. Farewell, Chacha John. You will be deeply missed by everyone that loved you so much, especially my dear Chachi, Adikumari, and of course, my brothers, Ryan and Kenny. We will do some closing prayers now, and after which, I want you all to stay on the Zoom wake, for we have two videos that we would like to share. And one is my brother Ryan saying thank you to everyone for their support during these most trying times. And the last video we will all see this evening will be the last song, the last video that my dear Pastor John recorded. Is a video of him singing a very beautiful song, and I would like that to be the last memory that we share with him this evening. So please join with me as we do some closing prayers, after which we'll feature these two videos. नैनं चिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावक न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयात् अजो नित्यं शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. The soul is neither born nor does it ever die. Not having once existed, does it ever cease to be. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not destroyed, even when this body is destroyed. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. O Lord, you alone are mother, you alone are father, you alone are brother, you alone are friend, you alone are wealth, you alone our Lord. O Lord, indeed, you alone are everything. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. Hello everyone. On behalf of my mother, brother, and myself and family, I would like to thank everyone for making everything possible and who have contributed in every way they can. Their love and support, time, effort, and those kind words of comfort through this difficult time for us. Sharing memories about my father is very hard thing to do right now because I'm still trying to accept that he is not with us anymore. My father was a very popular man a very good singer, speaker, athletic person, and everyone who know him well enough will know how helpful he is, and the extreme he will go in helping you. My father makes me feel very secure as old as I am. He makes me have this childish feeling when he's around that no one will take advantage or do anything to us. He will get to the bottom of things and give satisfaction. He stands very firm in whatever he believes in and never accepts defeat. We are missing dearly, and may God be with him and find happiness and peace. Farewell to you, Daddy. Once again, thank you, everyone.
फसाना है एक धुंध से आना है एक धुंध में जाना है संसार की हर शे का इतना ही फसाना है एक धुंध से आना है एक धुंध में जाना है ये रात कहाँ से है ये रात कहाँ तक है ये राज कोई रागी समझा कि न जाना है संसार की हर शे का इतना ही फसाना है एक धुंध से आना है एक धुंध में जाना एक पल की पलक पर गए गगरी होगी ये दुनिया एक पल के चपकने तक हर खेल सुहाना संसार की हर शे का इतना ही फसाना है एक धुंध से आना एक धुंध में जाना है क्या जाने कोई किस पर किस मोड़ पे क्या बीते किस राह में है राही हर मोड़ बहाना है संसार की हर शे का इतना ही फसाना है एक धुंध से आना है एक धुंध में जाना है
Never again will we hear your sweet voice, Asuzad. May your soul be blessed wherever it is. May Bhagavan Shri Krishna bless you always. We will forever love and miss you. Thank you all for being with us night after night. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening ahead. Sitaram. Namaste.